So the second piece of the puzzle after the internal selling connection is DiSC. Now, DiSC is, as I said earlier, it's a 4-quadrant assessment tool that allows us to figure out what your natural communication style is, how you prefer to communicate with people, and it also gives you an opportunity to kind of check in with your customers to see how they like to be communicated with. So as you can see, there are 4 quadrants, D, I, S, and C. I'll share with you a little bit about what each of those 4 quadrants is all about. The first quadrant is dominance. And what it says here is it's fast-paced and outspoken, questioning and skeptical. So I kind of describe somebody with, and I want to refer to these in their letters today. So instead of always saying dominance, influence, steadiness, conscientiousness, I'm just going to call it a D, somebody that's a D. And I may, in fact, use the term somebody that's a high D. And I'll explain how we look at the graph and the graphic to make sure that we know if somebody's a high D or a low D or what the different permutations are. But let's take somebody that's a high D. They're fast, they're quick, they're curt, they're impatient. I kind of, they like walk with me while you talk. So they're always multitasking, usually fairly successful, right to the point. I kind of like to say that their motto is be brief, be bright, be gone. So it's not somebody that you walk into their office or get on a phone call with and you kind of start meandering around the point. You want to pick up the phone, you want to get to the point, you want to show up in their office, you want to get to the point, and you want to be prepared, all right? Now, the second one is the high I, or the influence, and these are the people. These are the people that just love people. They love to talk about vacations, they love to talk about the kids, they love to talk about what happened over the holidays, and they don't really love to talk about business. So, and I know that a lot of salespeople, we've been doing this for a long time, a lot of salespeople fall into this category because most companies think that those types of warm, easy conversational people make great salespeople. And in fact, they do, as long as that high I doesn't overtake the other parts of the communications that are important to the customer. And we'll get into that in a little more detail a little bit later. So the third piece is the steadiness. Steadiness is kind of, I want to say slow and steady wins the race, but I don't really mean slow. What I mean is the steadiness people are the people that are kind of risk adverse. And I don't know if you guys have run into somebody, they kind of take a long time to make a decision. They need a lot of information. You know, if you're a high D and you're quick and curt and impatient and you're dealing with somebody that's a high S, it can be a little frustrating. All right? My style is very, very much high D and very high I. These people tend to slow me down a little bit, which is a good thing because part of my style, part of the downside of my D style is that I can kind of go a little too fast sometimes. So it's great to have somebody who requires more information. They're cautious and reflective and yet accepting and warm and very people-oriented. So they always want to make sure that they're making a decision that's based on the good of the group. The whole, if you will, all right? If you push these people with any kind of pressure, you're probably going to get resistance. And then the other thing to know about them is that they are great grudge holders. So you want to be real careful not to get them mad at you. They won't blow up at you right now. However, they'll plan something for the future and you'll never know when. All right, so those are the S's. Now, we're going to go to the C's, or the conscientiousness behavior. And the high C, I see them kind of as an engineer. It's systems, methods, and procedures, right? So it's the blueprint. If it's not on the blueprint, we don't even talk about it. They want facts, statistics, data, numbers. They don't care how you feel. Their motto is no hugs, please. So, you know, don't walk in and meet with somebody that's a high C and go, hey, how you doing? Because they just don't really appreciate that kind of approach. They really are more low-keyed, right? They are questioning and skeptical and cautious and reflective.